Sometimes 5 years of relentless refinement, trial and error, and countless revisions still aren't enough to crack the code. The breakthrough often arrives not through sheer persistence alone, but in a sudden flash of inspiration, a moment of clarity that ties everything together. It's in that perfect balance between effort and insight that true mastery emerges. And today we're looking at a watch that embodies that journey. A piece shaped by years of dedication, but elevated by that final stroke of brilliance. This is Pedral Maestro. Friends of the channel will certainly remember this watch. Launched a year ago, Artifact was the Scandinavian brand's debut, a watch that went through countless revisions until Kevin was finally convinced it manages to contain his vision in a package that will be palatable even for mainstream consumers. Once the Kickstarter campaign wrapped up successfully, I was eager to learn which of the other projects he was working on was going to become reality. Okapi was a strong initial favorite, but it slowly became apparent that Pedral's sophomore release was going to be the striking Sculpture, a watch whose design is possibly the most unconventional to ever be released by a microbrand. And then lightning struck. In a matter of weeks, Kevin has managed to crystallize the solution to preserve the character of his trademark dial while simultaneously toning down its impact by housing it in a case concept that seems tailor-made for it. It would be lazy and unprofessional to talk here about Bulova's Super Seville, but because I don't want you to feel I'm avoiding some elephant in the room, here's a side-by-side. Look, I'm a Bulova fan, but it pains me to see how unrefined their watch looks when looked at next to the Maestro. The dial is disproportionately large, the bezel is simply too thin, the case is slab-sided, and there seems to be no thought behind the bracelet's integration. In sharp contrast, the Maestro absolutely nails its proportions. The fluted bezel is strong and looks like an integral part of the design, not an afterthought. The case subtly tapers towards the bracelet in a way reminiscent of the Vacheron Constantin 222, but with a key difference. Pedral has eliminated the ridge running across, making the transition more fluid and ensuring the bracelet drapes more naturally around the wrist. Artifact simply looks organic. When Kevin asked me to choose a dial variant for this review, I picked the Aventurine without hesitation. Then I wondered, why? I'm not particularly drawn to Aventurine dials, and I also missed the chance to showcase the intricate guilloche patterns of the other variants. It took a few minutes of analysis before finally realizing it's not the dial, it's the hands. You see, most, if not all, watch designers pair Aventurine special editions with run-of-the-mill silver hands and markers. It's the safe, classic combo. Using these golden hands and markers makes the dial much more interesting and gives it an upscale appearance that's quite hard to resist. Of course, the hands are, as pretty much every component of a Pedral watch, custom-made and subtly replicate the compass detail within the A in Pedral. Also, looking at the other color variants, it becomes clear how much thought was behind matching various components in a cohesive package, where colors complement each other and contribute to both aesthetics and functionality. One aspect I'm not fully behind is the choice to use lume for the Roman numerals at 3, 6, 9 and 12. I believe lumed markers kind of break the consistency of the dial and alter its timeless quality. Lumicast, even more so, gives it an artificial vibe that goes against the organic feel of the rest of the watch. Also, looking at an early render, I couldn't help but notice the marker's footprint was more modest, so I asked Kevin about this, and this is what I learned. In line with the pictured render, the numerals will indeed be slimmed down, and their appearance will be translucid, so the end product will still benefit from lume, but will be more discreet under direct light. Now, there's another detail about the numerals, an Easter egg, if you will. And I leave this one for you to discover. It's one of those once you see it, you cannot unsay it moments, but without the usual negative connotation. In fact, I'd go so far as to say this is Pedral's own version of the dot over 90. If you spot what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. I'd love to read your thoughts. Finally, before moving on to the chapter of the review dedicated to fit and finish, a quick word on a special treat. A limited Founders Edition watch that will only be available as a reward for backing the Kickstarter campaign. Everything about this special edition's dial is custom made, from its frosted texture to the dotted minute track, from the elegant Roman numerals to the delicate hands, and I personally know a couple of watch lovers that will definitely pick one up. Having handled quite a few Pedral prototypes, I know Kevin's fluent lines demand a level of precision in execution many manufacturers struggle with. That's why the evaluation of the fit and finish of this watch should come with some foresight. This prototype, for instance, has a misaligned 6 o'clock marker and a bracelet integration that's slightly off. But let's remember, it's a prototype. I know for a fact that Kevin isn't happy with his imperfections, and they're being addressed as we speak. If you need reassurance, just look at the production artifact. It's proof that the final Maestro will be flawless. As any respectable microbrand watch, Maestro is made out of 316L stainless steel, sapphire crystal treated with multiple layers of anti-reflective coating, and the tips of the hands and the Roman numerals glow in the dark thanks to Swiss-made BGW9 Superluminova. The caliber inside is the ever-reliable Miyota 9039 running at 4Hz and automatically charging via a beautifully customized rotor. The regular dials will be finished through stamping an intricate guilloche pattern. On my 19cm wrist, Maestro wears larger than its 37 by 47.5mm footprint. That's of course due to the way cushion-shaped cases will have a more imposing presence, and also because of the integrated strap's width of 22mm at the point of contact with the case. The 4mm taper to the 18mm at the clasp gives the watch an elegant allure, heavily emphasized by the way the fluted bezel captures the light and the very slim profile of only 10mm. Still, this is a pretty versatile watch, and the multitude of colors its dials will be available in will guarantee everyone will get to have a favorite. Some might protest the lack of a micro-adjustment system, but getting a decent fit will be attainable thanks to the half-links the bracelet will be provided with. The Kickstarter campaign will be launched on the 13th of April, exactly 1 year after Artifact's debut. I will leave a link to the pre-launch page below. Feel free to register your interest. Thanks for watching. See you soon.